Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Kim Duramo. Welcome to Mindbody TV. Welcome to everyone in the membership. Today I'm going to be sharing about a really powerful exercise I've used for years to help move out old energies. Right now, there's a lot of glitchiness happening. Someone just wrote to me this morning and said it feels like a traffic jam. And that is exactly what's happening because there's so much expansive energy coming in for healing, for light and ease and flow and abundance and all of the things that make us whole. And then we have all these old belief systems, this old operating system we're still in that sort of blocks that, doesn't let us receive that. And it can feel really glitchy and really overwhelming. And if you feel like all of your greatest problems and griefs are coming to a head right now, you're right on time, because this is the time when we're really in our greatest expansion. So this is an exercise to assist when things feel really glitchy and stuck and like a traffic jam, because what we're being invited into is so much more expansive than where we've been living with our limiting thoughts, ideas, beliefs, conclusions, even these vows we've made. I'm never going to be that kind of person. I'm only going to be this way. I'm going to work hard and I'm never going to quit, or whatever those vows may be. They're locked into your, they're not locked, but they're anchored into your system, and you've got to actually consciously choose to release them before they really move freely, because your subconscious system, this is how it operates. If you tell your body, hey, we're going to be this way, do this thing, be this person and hold on to this intensity, your cells are listening. There's actually an audio I put into the membership area about your cells are listening from the Best Kept Secrets in Medicine series. So you all will have access to that. But your cells are listening. So then it's like, well, how do I unplug? It's really important that we get present and still and go deeper. We can't unplug while we're still in our operating system. So I was explaining to someone this morning, it's not like, you can just, okay, I'm going to do my affirmations. I'm free, I'm healthy, I'm whole, I'm living in freedom and abundance. And you can feel how that's not like at the depth of the communication where all these vows live. Your body's going to be like, yeah, she's just saying that. But you're not really still enough to kind of release the old stuff you're holding. It doesn't need to be hard. It's not really locked in there. These blockages aren't hard and fast. They're really easy to release. It just takes a far deeper level of stillness than we're used to embodying. I did a post yesterday in the Mindbody community about this, about slowing down. When we slow down, we meet our pain more fully. So I get it why we don't want to slow down, why we want to keep going, we want to keep doing, let me just do this, let me just do that. And like we temporarily have that escape. We feel better, we've avoided, we've distracted, and it will feel like, oh, yeah, I feel so much better. But now you got to like keep going and keep doing the thing and keep distracting. It's okay to go into a deeper level of presence for your own pain. And someone shared a video with me earlier this week. I'm going to post it in the Mindbody community because it was all about this, how we really don't let ourselves have that level of presence to our grief and despair. It's like, come on, be positive. Come on, be strong. You can get through this. It'll be okay. All of this like positive. So it's always about getting over it onto the next thing and not really making space for our grief, for our despair. And in the fall, as I mentioned in the last 2 weeks on Mindbody TV, this is the time where we're cyclic beings. This is the time for all of that gutting out and really meeting the depth. Like there's a lot of death, a lot of old self dying to make space for the new self coming in. So that's the difference between fall and spring. Right now we're in a full moon. There's a lot that comes into fruition, and then the moon kind of waxes and goes into the dark moon. This is a great opportunity to set an intention for everything you're ready to release. And it being fall, all of the earth, our timing is right in line with that, where a lot of things are falling away. The old self is dying. If you are anchored into the ego, it will feel like you are dying. When I say that, what I mean is anchored into the ego, like I am this body. I am my job. I am this role. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a doctor. I'm a 40 whatever year old woman. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. And we think we are that. And all these things are moving so fast and falling away. We've got to anchor into the truth of who we actually are. So this is a really powerful exercise to let all these things fall away, to unanchor from all those limitations, vows, commitments we've made that are keeping us stuck and preventing us from healing, preventing us from being more expansive. I'm just going to pull it up in my, because I did this exercise yesterday in my notebook, and I'm going to share exactly what came up for me. So welcome. I want to hear where you're listening from for everyone who is joining live, and hello also to everyone who's listening to the recording. So hello. All right. Tanya, Heather, Kevin, Jessica, Nicole, Emily. Oh, there's a lot more than I can even name. Hello, Allie Marie. Okay. So Kevin, I'm breezing through these really fast, but okay. So I'd like to hear comments on what you've been feeling lately, what's been coming up for you. Tanya says, I love this. I know it's hitting home because in the last week, all the videos I've shared with really sharing what's happening for me, what's coming up for me, which has required me to be super transparent, like not even a filter at all, and like whatever's coming through. Definitely this has been coming in for me in the last year more and more and more strongly of like, how can I let myself be more transparent, tapping into what's really happening for me. And never has it been more powerful than right now, because everyone's like, oh my God, this is exactly what I need to hear. Oh my God, this is exactly what I'm going through. Oh my gosh, this explains exactly what's really happening for me, but I didn't have a vantage point for it. So I'm glad I've been able to show up for myself that way and come through this way. Okay, so what happened for me, and this is when it gets really glitchy, like so much is coming in so fast of, wow, it could be that free and easy and light and there's abundance. But then we have these operating systems like, no, 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 no. I can't take this time off. I have to do whatever work I have to do, because we have all these conclusions about money or conclusions about self-worth or conclusions about expectations of others or whatever's anchoring in there. And the opportunities are so expansive. It's like, just receive. You can have everything you need. So when we're beating up against those walls, it feels really painful. Someone talked a lot about anger, repressed anger. Yes, anger comes up when there's this part of you that knows, no, 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 that's crap. I don't need to buy into that anymore. There's more available here for me. So anger will feel kind of contracted, but it's actually expanding beyond your suppression. All the places you've said, no, I can't have that. Yeah, it's for others. It's not for me. I'm not worth it. What's the glitch? Or I don't trust, or whatever definitions we have about ourselves, or because I have fibromyalgia, or my thyroid disease, or the ways we own an illness as if it's true, like not just a temporary state we're moving through, but it's like a true reality. I have this disease. Someone asked me a few weeks ago, so, do you still so what do you do now with your autoimmune disease? And I was like, I don't even have, what do you mean? Like, I don't have an autoimmune disease. Yes, I was diagnosed with this autoimmune disease, but I never bought into the idea that that was a permanent fixed thing, or that that was my body's way of being. I had the awareness like, this is my body being glitchy and inflamed because I'm buying into an old way of being that doesn't even apply to me. And can I let myself be more free instead of working hard, trying hard, pushing it? So I would love to hear if that has been your experience. A lot of us are programmed. We got to push, 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 push. And it can be really hard to let that go, because you're like, what? How can I just let go? If you've ever identified yourself as, I don't think people in this group would be in this category, but those who say, identify themselves as a skeptic, well, I'm a skeptic and therefore, and it's a layer of protection that says, you're not going to pull one over on me. And so it's automatically setting up this world that's trying to trick you or fool you or take advantage of you. But you're so smart, you have this protection because you're a skeptic. So for people who are living in that space, there's fear, level of distrust. So they have to quote unquote protect, rather than I embrace all that is, and the things that are really a fit for me are where I go. Like, you don't have to protect against anything. You can take the things that fit for you and release the things that don't. You don't have to like fight against them or protect against them or defend. Okay, so for those of us who are doing that, we're blocking what's ready to come in. Yeah, this fluffy blonde girl is saying blah, blah, blah. What does she know? I'm in real pain here. And so the barrier of protection has us block, and we can't really receive what could be a great resource. So that's just an example of how, you know, we can have all these layers kind of going to work. Hello, Kara, Rita, Angela. All right. Jane, Nicole says, I know we talked about stuff already, but all the filters are coming up for me. Not letting myself just be okay, keep trying from my mind because I haven't been able to heal physically, and all the shame and embarrassment I've felt, so heavy. So when we just sit in the heaviness, and you're in an unbelievably perfect place, because instead of being run by all the programs and in it, you are aware of it. Now, I know that when we're aware of it and we see it, we're like, oh my God, I have all these layers. Oh my God, I'm buried. Oh my God, I'll never get out once we witness all our barriers. But that's not what's actually going on. When we witness it is when it's most ready to completely dissolve. There isn't work to do. There isn't, I got to analyze or any of that. That's a very old way of doing it. So for me, it was really helpful to create this or to practice this exercise. I got it probably like a decade ago at least from the Abraham Collective through Esther Hicks' work. And so it's called the focus wheel. And I did put this in the instant elevation program in a deeper way. So we're going to go into this today. So what I put in the center, it says, I always receive all I need, because I was feeling like so contracted and like, what do I have to do? What's going on? And so in the center of the circle, and for those of you listening to the recording or the audio, you just write a circle, and then it's like a little sun with spokes coming out of it at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, all the way around the clock to 12 o'clock. And each spoke, you're going to write something in those spots. So the center of the circle is like, what do I most need to hear right now? And you feel into your heart, take a few deep breaths. What's the heaviness coming up for me? And what do I need to hear? What do I really need to embody? What do I need to remember or awaken to? Now, you won't really believe that it's true. It'll be like, yeah, I don't have, if you write, I am whole and in health and well-being. I am in ultimate health and well-being with grace and ease. So if you put that, if you're sick and tired and fatigued, you put that in your center. I had a client this week for the mini integration. So we had a private session in that package. She's had really, really severe, unrelenting chronic fatigue syndrome for years and years and years, is living at home with her mother, isn't able to go to work. She's in the space. I can't support myself. I can't do what I need to do. And then there's a lot of resistance because she doesn't hold the same perspective that her mother holds about what's going on for her. And her mother feels like, oh, it's hopeless. You'll never be okay. This is terrible. And then she's kind of had to be there for her mother, like, Mom, believe in me. There's something here. I'll be okay. But also feeling totally hopeless and defeated. So who hasn't had some times when you feel like that about whatever is going on? If you're conscious, that sometimes comes up. So I had walked her through this to put into the center something that's of the essence. I am whole and complete, and my body receives all the healing it needs. And so it will be a jump to feel like, well, that's not where I'm at right now. But as we go around the circle, you'll begin to integrate something new that releases all these old energies that you're moving through. So this circle is just a way to slowly move through all of these spaces. Okay, so I'm going to read a couple more comments before we get into this. Yeah, Kevin says, do more. Hello to Patty, Maddie. Okay, Randy says, as usual, what I'm going through. And I'm so grateful for the vantage point you're assisting with. I recently had a very powerful experience of meeting a man who is literally everything I've ever wanted, down to very specific things, and everything in my body was resonating with him to the degree I've never felt before, only to find out we hit a deal breaker that we couldn't get past regarding having children. I felt so devastated, like somehow I got everything wrong about listening to my body and my heart. But I'm trying to open that this is a gift for me to see the places I've been holding the belief that I can't have it that good. Other people can have what they want, but I can't. At the moment, it's hard for those old parts of me to believe it could be true. So, Randy, I would ask you to be willing to receive this man in this relationship, not necessarily as a life partner if you don't want kids and he wants to have kids, or you do want kids and he's clear that he doesn't, but just receive what it is here for you right now. It doesn't, like, we don't even know we have tomorrow. Can you enjoy what you have today in this connection? Because your body's resonating with a yes. It is not wrong. You're not wrong. We're never wrong. But we can have these ideas of what that means or how it should look or how it should go. And then we question our yes. Everything said it was a yes, but then blah, blah, blah happened. So I must be wrong. So I would invite you to release the conclusions you're making about how this is supposed to look, because you may resonate with this as a yes, and it's like 5 weeks of some amazing transmutation that happens through this relationship of what you grow into and contribute to each other and whatever. And then maybe your body's like, okay, we're ready to go and embrace something else now, and this is complete. It's okay. It doesn't have to be like, oh, this is everything I wanted, and now he's not my life partner. You can enjoy this right now where it is today and let it contribute to you. Yes, you still hold on to the truth that you know you do or do not want kids. And so you don't have to sell yourself on, oh, maybe I should reconsider. Maybe this really is my life partner. Be clear with what you know, and at the same time, receive everything that comes your way to enjoy in the meantime. So you can lose that whole little game. Hello, Heather. Rachel, Heather says, makes sense. Rachel says, I have experienced a massive shift lately, especially after your answer to my question at last week's episode. I've watched it so many times and it's just resonated with me on so many levels. Suddenly the fears started to fall away. I used to think I'd always be ill like this, but now I am seeing myself as a whole new person. I feel lighter, and people have actually noticed a difference in me. Yay! That's awesome. It's just great when we embrace this so fully and we feel it. And then awesome too that there's 3D changes, like something's beginning to show up physically that people are seeing, or like your body's healing, or you have more energy. That can be the last thing to shift. It's okay, but you will anchor into the awareness of it and receive it and let it start percolating now. You don't need to wait. You aren't your body. You are a multidimensional being. You can receive the expansion of residing in who you really are right now, before the body heals, before the money shows up, before the life partner comes in. It's okay. You can start resonating in it now. And that is what's required, as I talked about in, I think it was last week or the week before, with manifesting health in the episode of Mindbody TV. It's required that you begin to connect with the essence of it and let yourself receive it now. Okay, we are going to walk through this, and it is helpful if you take a few deep breaths and close your eyes, and then just connect with your body. Feel your body. Feel your heart. Let yourself release the mind and come into the heart. So there's nothing to figure out here. So see if you can feel what comes up in you as I share this. What are you feeling? What's arising in you? What's ready to shift in you? So have a few deep breaths and feel your physical body. Okay. So my center circle says, I always receive all I need to expand into my highest divine life. I always receive all I need. Okay, and then at number 1, it says, my mind will not get me there. I can release thinking about this. And the reason I wrote that was because all morning my mind was just the wheels were turning, and it was like, we do this. We feel something, and then it's like, what did I do? What did I eat? What did I not eat? I should do it differently. I did it wrong. I need a new supplement, or maybe that's the new supplement that I'm taking. We try to, it's all a way to try to not feel what we feel. So if we actually let ourselves feel everything we feel, it'll be automatic that the supplements that aren't really agreeing with us will fall out. We'll have an awareness, or it'll just happen. We really don't need to micromanage things. Okay, So you breathe through that. And after like 16 seconds or so, this percolates because we're energetically embodying a realization. And what you write on the little spokes of the sun, you write, what do I most need to hear? What do I need to know now? And sometimes it doesn't seem related to the thing you put in the center, but it's okay. What do I need to hear now? What do I need to remember or know? So my mind is not going to get me there. I can release thinking about this. It was really like, oh, just gave me a break and helped something unglitch and start to let go. So I want to hear what you feel as we move through this. The second one, because after 16 seconds or so, we move from sort of percolating in the resonance of it, of that idea or that release, and our cellular physical expression will shift. So new hormones, neurochemicals, different activity in the brain. Some of it will shut off, some of it will light up. It's about 17 seconds or so to allow yourself to percolate in the energy or focus your attention in the idea, and then begin to realize that in 3D, where there's a physical, chemical, neurohormonal change. So just percolate in that for a moment when you have that first thought. And then the second thing I wrote, and sometimes you'll move through it much, much faster than that, because as you do these exercises more and more, it can move at light speed. The 2 o'clock I wrote, the more I relax and surrender, the more there's clarity and things are taken care of for me. I know this is true, but in the moment I was in, it was like, no, 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 no. Certainly I have to do something. I have to do something. I'm not doing what I need to do. So this can come up around anything. Like for me, I needed to get my bookkeeper information of all the statements from April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Fine, no big deal, right? But then it was like, there's so many other things I have to do. And I'm getting into the bank system, and then I couldn't pull it up in a PDF the way I needed to. And then there's 30 pages, and I'm like, I got to print 30 pages. Like it was, Kim, just let go. It's okay. And after that wasn't the whole thing that happened, but that was what started getting me really glitchy for my day, was like, I have so much to do. I have so much to do. And I can't do it. I can't access it. I can't quite get in there. So this really helped me with a lot of all the gridlock of traffic. Number 3, at 3 o'clock, I wrote, when there's not clarity, I can relax and allow all the things that create the most. So this was like effortless creating. I know this, I operate this way, but in this moment, that was not what was happening. I was like, I got to get clear. I got to clear. I don't know. What should I do about this? All these different things that were coming up in my business, just with like systems, because we've changed so much recently, were all these little glitches. And it's like, what do I do? All I need to do is like recenter. It's going to come in when it comes in. Stacy says, hi, Dr. Kim. I realize that one of my stuck points in my health is that when my health issue recurs, I actually feel a bit relieved or relaxed because I no longer have to worry about it coming back. You don't have to worry because it's back. I think this must have to do with an old way of always asking, what's wrong with me? I realize this now, but I'm slightly stuck about what to do with this realization. Yeah, so just be aware, because the awareness alone is very transmutive. You are a transmuter. There are, even on the front page of my website, drkimd.com, there's a piece on the energy body. It's the first is the octaves of consciousness, and then next to that is about the energy body. It's on the front page of drkimd.com under featured videos. And then that one is talking about these 3 energy functions of our body. We are a receptor, we are a transmitter, we are a transmuter. So it's okay just to know that just having the awareness. This is why this exercise is so powerful. Just coming into the new awareness is a new state. It will shift the brain, it will shift the body and your chemicals and hormones and everything going on. That will give you a lot, like 99% of the thing. And then there may be something to do, like you shift and ask, what's right about this? I'm not getting. So instead of what's wrong with me, what's wrong with me? What's right about this? I'm not getting. That's always really powerful to snap you out of it. And that was one of the biggest things that kind of assisted me through that transition, where just like this woman I had the mini integration with chronic fatigue, she wasn't in an operating system that let her body receive physically the restoration it needed. So her body was exhausted and depleted and just totally out of, not getting on any level. So this like not getting what you need is you get adrenal fatigue, your thyroid disorder, you can get chronic pain and fibromyalgia. There's like all of the above going on for her. But all of it was really about operating in a way that lets her body just drink it in. I love and accept myself fully. I'm willing to know what I know. And yeah, maybe tune in to what is everyone else saying, but that's totally secondary. And what I know that I know is first, second, and third. So that's what you can do with that realization. That was huge for me. Belle says, I'm having problems with feeling my body because I feel a lot of sensations and stay with them, but no awareness of why they are there. That's okay. You don't need to know why anything's there. I somehow can't get past that. Do you have any suggestions? Feel what you feel. We've been living for decades usually where we suppress what we feel and it changes the brain. So like actual areas of the brain just turn off. Okay, I'm not going to be sensing anything below my navel. Okay, I'm not going to be sensing, anything. I'm not going to be relaxing my shoulders. I'm going to just hold them real tight. It shuts off and goes on automatic pilot. And now we're like, oh, let me feel what's happening in my body. And those areas of the brain are like, what, huh? So let them wake up, give them a chance, and there will be more sensation coming in as you bring your attention to your body. So feel your body all the way down to your core, all the way down to your pelvis. Feel your hips, your legs, your feet. Bring awareness there. You don't need to know why anything. We'll never know why anything. Most of what we know is like an infinitesimally nothing compared to everything that we don't know. So, there's the universe of what I know that I know, what I know that I don't know. And then there's everything else, which is zillion times beyond that, which is everything I don't know that I don't know, like never even occurred to me to even inquire about that. So I don't want to be too confusing with that, but there's way more that is in the unknown. Even like all the medical books we have and understand the body, and we think, oh, here's the DNA that's doing this, and here's the DNA that's doing that, and everything else, that's just junk DNA. It's just crazy because we think we know what's really going on, but the wisdom of the body is infinitely more expansive, and we can tap into that infinite aspect, but we've got to be willing to know it's okay, I don't know. There's nothing junk about any of our DNA. There's just parts of our DNA that have never been activated in this reality. So we don't understand how it works, and then we think it's junk. Because why? Because the arrogance we've had is like, I know what I'm talking about, and here's what this is, and this, we haven't found any reason for that, so it must be just junk, just filler. Well, that's ridiculous. The design of nature is infinitely beautiful. It doesn't make junk. Anyway, that's just a little aside. Okay, hope that's helpful. So I'm going to go on through my exercise and how I moved through that. The 4 o'clock was, all of life is operating on my behalf, to my highest benefit and to the benefit of my greatest expansion. So breathe that in. That's a really great one. Just to remember, like, it's all okay. Life is on my side. Get onto that channel. Then you come up, I can relax and let life in. So that helped me just like turn it off, stop trying, stop running the program, let go. I don't have to know, this is now at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. I don't have to know, I don't have to do it perfectly. It's very messy. The more I love myself, the more I open to receive the highest possibility. So sometimes that helps us let go of the mind. It's like, okay, I can just love what is. That is opening me. The mind will be like, oh my gosh, all these things, and I don't understand, and why is it, and what do I have to do with that? Oh my God, I have all these blockages. What do I do? It's okay. The mind's going to just, that's what it does. And it's a matter of, oh, as I release that and settle into something deeper, so many things can happen for me. Just remembering that is the shift. 7 o'clock, I wrote, I am in the process of the greatest expansion of my life. That one has been coming up a lot in the last few weeks. Now, it's important to remember all of these resonate as fluid and freeing because they are true. Not just, well, yeah, fine, I'm just going to make all these things up to make myself feel better. No, you're not making any of this up. Your body registers contraction when you're in a lie, and it registers truth when you're in an expansion, when you're aligning with something closer to the truth. So when I've been remembering lately, like I am in the process of the greatest expansion of my life, that is awesome because I want to finally kind of live in this space of true peace, to live in a world of true serenity and love, to see that reflected around me, to be all of who I am and have that be celebrated by the world, to receive others in their own celebration. That is like heaven on earth. And so for me to step into that expansion, okay, is it going to feel a little glitchy? Okay, it's fine. I'm aware of what's going on now to a much deeper degree. So it's okay. You're going to feel a little turbulent as you're repatterning your entire belief system. No big deal. It's when we don't really get what's happening that you're like, what the heck am I going through this for? The next one I wrote, I surrender to this process and open to receive guidance. Breathing that in. The next one I wrote, I release fear and doubt and let increased guidance in. I make space for receiving. I release fear and doubt and let more guidance in. I make space for receiving. Great. And now you're just like letting your cells know, cells, body, it's okay to let this in. I ask a question and receive. What would it take for all of this to work out perfectly? And essentially did. Like by the end of the day, I was feeling way more, actually right after I did the exercise, I was feeling way more expansive because I was letting the glitchiness just sort itself out. So I wouldn't say I was like, yippee, I feel so free, but I felt way better. And then by the evening, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I'm aware of what's coming in. I'm perceiving it. So I was kind of able to roll with everything moving through. I release fear and receive all things with grace and ease. That was my next comment. And then the next one was, I release fear and receive all things in grace and ease. Sometimes I have to repeat it. I release making myself wrong and love and cherish myself unconditionally. That's a good one. I release making myself wrong. I love and cherish myself unconditionally. So sometimes that's really what we need to receive. And then the last one I wrote, I am always connected with the divine and can open to let it in to run all of my life. Sometimes we really do think we need to run our lives. We need to figure it out. And it's never true. Like I found my partner, Mario, and he's like a needle in a haystack. How did I do that? Was by letting go and receiving life and slowing down so there was more clarity. But I could have never figured that out no matter how hard I tried. And all of the zillions of chemical activities going on in your body that are keeping you healthy right now aren't in your control either. You are receiving them. Life is in charge. And the more you let go, that's why you can't make it happen. You can't heal yourself. You can only open to receive the circumstances that allow you to be healthy and whole. Because all these things are running for you. You can glitch them up and block them and prevent them, but you don't need to micromanage your health or make it happen. So definitely share with me, what are you noticing? How did that feel? What did you feel in your body as I went through that exercise? That's the practice. There's so much more we can let run on autopilot if we're willing to receive, but the ego doesn't want to let go. The ego wants significance. The ego wants, I want to know I did it. The ego is identified and attached with all this stuff. So that's a big one right at solar plexus. That's a big one to let go, letting go of ego. If you feel like you're dying, that's because the ego is dying. So if you're identifying with ego, it's going to feel very devastating. But if you're connecting with the infinite you and letting that breathe your body, you can let this transmutation happen effortlessly. Tanya, beautiful, says, allowing myself to receive beyond what my mind thinks is possible and using your radical health videos and EFT, which is now the Embracing Health program, to tune into my body and physicalize the emotions has been very powerful. Thank you for this. Amazing. The EFT program is great. It's at drkimd.com/EFT. And it's very simple, but it walks you through how to integrate, how to use EFT to just love and nurture your body. Really simple little prescriptions for anxiety, fatigue, pain, depression. Kara, beautiful Kara. Hi, Kim. Given my decision to finally leave my big job after 13 years, I'm constantly vacillating between feeling relief and excitement. Relief for leaving the toxic environment, excitement to have some time off for good behavior and expand into more, and deep fear and pressure, not knowing what I want to do next, if I will find something I'm passionate about that allows me to make money and be happy. It's so hard to walk away from the seeming security of an identity I bought into for so long and a nice paycheck. I'm trying to feel everything fully and move through it, but this calibration is no joke. I have definitely been feeling you. It takes a lot of courage to feel into what we know, which what we know is, wow, I do not need to do this toxic job. I do not need to go there. I can be more free. So we know, but then to have courage to follow our knowing when our mind has been so anchored in the 3D of this is how money works. This is how job work. You have to work hard to make it happen. You have to sacrifice and suffer. Everyone else is doing this. Why would I think I'm any different? When our attention is on that for so long, and then the inner, the infinite self is just like a little whisper of, you can be more free. And we can barely hear it. And then to let that blossom and let begin to harmonize with what you know and begin to connect with that feeling of serenity and let it in. I am safe and secure in the power of my own knowing. That will be good for you. I am safe and secure in the power of my own knowing. The mind thinks I'm safe and secure in that external world that guarantees a paycheck. But you already are aware, like, there's something wrong with that picture because I'm dying slowly staying in that job. I am suffering miserably. This is not real living. So you're already kind of buying out of that delusion. And it's important to anchor into this new awareness of, I am safe and secure in the power of my own knowing. I can follow and trust what I know and allow it to come into my 3D reality, allow it to come in to be seen and received. So I would say this calibration is no joke. Keep your journaling. I would say, as I say, keep being aware of the delusion of that outer security, because you're really clear on that. It isn't actually secure. It's just securing you're going to die younger. But keep connecting with your awareness. And so journaling to yourself, encouragement. Kara, I love you. You're doing great. I know you can't really hear it so clearly now, but you're on the right path with this choice. Keep following your serenity. Keep connecting within to allow that to manifest. The more you connect with it, the more it will guide you. Because sometimes we're not willing to be that generous with ourselves. And so our world isn't reflecting that generosity yet. So whenever I would get contracted about like money or income or what am I doing? I would say I'm infinitely generous with myself. I love myself unconditionally, and I allow myself to receive everything I need in this space of serenity. So you're reprogramming, repatterning. Like you said, I have time off for quote unquote good behavior. So this in your mindset, this is conditional. Okay, you had some good behavior, but you know, the time is ticking here. You only got another few days or months or whatever. There's a limit where what your infinite self is inviting you to is unlimited. You can have everything you need infinitely just for showing up and breathing, following your guidance. So I would start journaling to encourage yourself into this knowing. Rita says, so the center is our current question. Yes, in the center of the circle, no, the center is where you write, what do I want to embody? It's almost like not a destination, but a embodiment, ultimate embodiment. Where am I ultimately moving toward? What am I actually integrating? So you can write, I am infinitely worthy of love and belonging. Or for someone like Kara, I receive all I need through the space of my serenity. Like as I enter and connect with my serenity, my world reflects that I always receive what I need. That's what's in the center. She says, and each of the spokes speaks to one aspect of our new wisdom or truth and love that we can feel into to receive the energy. Yes. So each of those spokes, it's kind of like when you're climbing the scale and you at the top of the scale is, oh, I feel amazing, life is awesome. At the bottom of the scale is, oh my God, I'm miserable, I want to get off the planet. You can't leap all the way to the top of the scale, but you can go from misery and depression to the idea of, I've been here before and it actually moved for me, just took care of itself somehow, some way. So maybe I can allow that to happen again. So you kind of take a step and a step in frequency to let this physicalize. Nicole says there's this thought coming up that I have to prove to others I can heal myself, that I have to do it all myself. Yeah, Nicole, you've really been anchoring into this concept of others. And I think I'll do another Mindbody Live on this, but this is actually in the Instant Elevation. For those of you who are interested in that, it's at drkimd.com/IEP. But there's the center core of who we are, I am. And then there's all these different ways we lose track of that. So we can do future, past, we can do others, we can do identities. So we can be off in the future, we can be back in the past, we can go over here and what do others think of me, what are others' needs, what are they gonna do? And over here in identity, who I am, what's possible, what's not possible, who I need to be, all of that. We don't need to keep identifying with these. You can just come back to center. So take a deep breath, feel your heart, and come into the space of I am. We come into the space of I am when we witness all of these, all the fear about the future, all the worry about the past, all the ideas and identities, all the concerns about others. We come into I am when we witness that. I am the one who's freaking out about all of this. I breathe in, I breathe out. I allow myself to feel and experience more fully, because all of those distractions are an escape from feeling what I feel, an escape from experiencing what I experience. So if I prove to everyone else that I'm really a survivor, I get this like temporary payoff. It's not the same as infinite connection. So it's okay that I know I just have to let the freak go. Well, just be compassionate with the one who's doing that, because there's nothing wrong. You just have anchored into some other stuff. It's like, okay, that's not serving me. I love you infinitely. And here I am in the center. Jane says, Dr. Kim, I'm stressed because my doctor did a test that said that I genetically have a very high LPA, LDL subparticle that greatly predisposes me to heart attacks and strokes, and that diet and exercise don't help. How do you suggest I deal with this diagnosis? I feel like I'm a ticking time bomb. Yeah, so I would just ask your body, release everything you're making this mean. Release everything you think about this. Because first of all, if someone tells you something and there's nothing you can do about it, you might as well just march on your merry way and you don't even need to exercise. So, okay. Sometimes there's information we get that really isn't helpful. So you can just be willing to let it go. Like, okay, that's a physical thing that's happening and it's okay. So are you willing to just be the infinite self you are and embody this body fully? There will be a time when we die, when the physical body completes and is recycled and ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And can I play and enjoy myself while I'm here? Sometimes we're not really willing to do that because we think we need to control. You can't control any of it anyway, even if it was like, oh, if you exercise enough, it'll turn this gene off. The thing that will actually, and has been shown scientifically, to turn off the quote unquote harmful genes and turn on the healing genes is joy. So love yourself, find a space of joy. Joy doesn't mean la la la, I'm doing this fun thing. It just means 2% greater ease from where I am right now. So if I'm in despair or like fear that you're in right now, and actually this is despair that you're in with this, and hopelessness, joy can just be 2% more hope of like, I'm just going to put this away and not try to control it. I don't need to worry about this. This isn't really something I actually need to do. So if you remember that, it can create 2% more joy. That's enough. All right. I hope this has been helpful. We will be sharing more in the live membership program this week. We're still inviting more people into the membership, so we have lots of space for more. If you know friends who would like to join us, definitely share the link. It's drkimd.com/membership. And yeah, any last comments I'll check out here, but I know this is a tough time. I am being as present to myself as I can, because I know that's all we got. That's the greatest gift we can be for others and for ourselves. So it's all well and good if I come and say, oh, connect with yourself more fully. It will help your body heal. But I'm like secretly avoiding my own boulders. It's not, it's crap. So I'm with you. Like Kara says, this calibration is no joke. All right, so Nicole, okay, good. I think we've got everybody's comments. So much love for you. I will be connecting next week about are you having ascension symptoms? Because it's such a prevalent thing right now, like so many of the physical things we're experiencing, and it could be like money and relationship and work, and as well as physical body. So symptoms in your 3D reality, that's like everything's getting shaken down. Oh my God, it really is falling apart. And then it has you go fight, flight, or freeze. But that fight, flight, freeze is actually what's keeping it from transitioning. Everything is in a massive, massive transition. The new space for you has already been created for a vibrantly healthy body, for an amazing way of creating income and exchange, and for joy, for relationships. But, and we need to get out of the fight or flight and into some serenity, even just 2% more. Just relax your body, breathe more fully to allow that to come into our experience. So if you remember that you're a receptor and you can be on the channel of fear, distress, and gloom, and you're like, oh, it really isn't getting better, and you're trying to grab your radio and shake your radio to make it rearrange, or you change the channel and you're on the joy and love channel, where it's like, hey, here's what's really happening in the universe. Here's what's really happening in your life. So it isn't just a matter of you're lying to yourself, all the doom and gloom is real, but I'm just avoiding it. No, it's not actually real in the way that you're making it real. So like this diagnosis that you're a ticking time bomb and there's nothing you can do about it. That's not actually true. Your energy system is infinitely more powerful than your genes. So it's okay. There's a few little glitchy, weird things that they're finding. And you might want to, well, you've got to use your doctor in the way that's right for you. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go to this person for this thing, but I'm not going to go to this person to tell me how to live my life or tell me if I'm going to live or die. You don't need to buy into that person's perspective on all of it. You can use them for, maybe they're expert with a certain part of medicine. Maybe that's what you require, and you go to them. Thank you very much. Let's do this exchange. But you don't need to buy into their belief system or their philosophy or their perspective. So you can just say, return to sender, and let your body know, we don't need, that's not our perspective. That's not even true for us. It's okay for us to let that go. And be willing to receive the resources that are available. We all really, it's important right now to tap into the resources that you have found on any level, or open up to receive the resources that you need. Life is on your side. Lots of love. I'll see you soon.